To all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. And anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony.
Look, I don't know when the media and many Americans are going to wake up to the authoritarianism that is now a part of the fabric of American leadership, American political leadership. It's not creeping authoritarianism. It's not impending fascism. We're here. We are in it. Stephen Miller is the shadow president of the United States of America. He, not Pam Bondi, runs the Department of Justice. He, the Attorney General of the Department of Justice of this country, is she is subservient to Stephen Miller, a non-lawyer. The Department of State, which is by title run by Marco Rubio, isn't run by Marco Rubio, it's run by Stephen Miller. The Department of Homeland Security is not run by Kristi Noem, it is run by Shadow President Stephen Miller. He, just the other day, was doing an interview with Fox News with the B-team dipshit, Will Cain, where he is threatening, again, non-lawyer, not the leader of the Department of Justice, not a Senate-confirmed individual, didn't go through vetting, just hired by Donald Trump, this white supremacist ghoul, little goblin, and he is threatening to effectuate the arrest, the imprisonment of a duly elected governor of the state of Illinois in JB Pritzker. This is a remarkable clip that is not getting enough traction because of I don't know why, but the reason it is important is because it is abject authoritarianism on full display being broadcast to an international audience, and largely the media is just asleep at the wheel. Watch Stephen Miller, again, not a lawyer, doesn't understand the specific elements of crime that would be a predicate to arresting a governor. What he does know is that he has an unfettered ability to speak, and his authority holds weight because he is the shadow president who runs 3 massive departments of our government.
JB Pritzker could be arrested. Let's talk about your willingness and under what federal authority do you arrest a sitting governor? I understand the supremacy clause. I understand interference with a federal officer. Tell me how it works that he would make himself susceptible to being arrested.
Well, the answer I'm about to give doesn't only apply to Governor Pritzker. It applies to any state official, any local official, anybody who's operating in an official capacity who conspires or engages in activity that unlawfully impedes federal law enforcement conducting their duties. So if you engage in a criminal conspiracy to obstruct the enforcement of federal immigration laws, or to unlawfully order your own police officers or your own officials to try to interfere with ICE officers or even to arrest ICE officers, you're engaged in criminal activity. Different kinds of crimes would apply. There's obstruction of justice. There is harboring illegal aliens. There is impeding the enforcement of our immigration laws. And then as you get up the scale of behavior, you obviously get into seditious conspiracy charges, depending on the conduct, and many other offenses. So again, it depends on the action, it depends on the conduct, it depends on what is taking place. But what we need to reassure, a couple points. To all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. And anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no one, no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. And the Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstruction, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, then they will face justice.
Seditious conspiracy, says Stephen Miller. Seditious conspiracy, a crime that was charged and convictions were secured of insurrectionists who attempted to overthrow the United States government. Oath keepers, Proud Boys were convicted of seditious conspiracy as part of their attempt to literally overthrow the United States government by way of trying to overturn a free and fair election. These are the crimes that Stephen Miller, non-lawyer, tiny man, believes that JB Pritzker is guilty of. And that he wants to direct all ICE officers, quote, to all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties, and anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop or obstruct you is committing a felony. Telling an already rogue, masked secret police force that they have immunity to conduct any behavior that they want is authoritarianism. It is fascism. It is dangerous, for as much as they whine and cry about these men are just following orders. They're just trying to get back safely to their families as they kidnap people off the streets of the United States, as they hold hostage American citizens. And Stephen Miller wants to punish. He wants to arrest. He wants to imprison a governor of a state, a democratically elected representative of millions of Americans. This is where we are in America in 2025. This clip, not getting traction on mainstream media, not being talked about, the alarm bells not being rung by Jake Tapper or Margaret Brennan or Kristen Welker or any of these other ghouls and goblins who are profiting very mightily from their positions of power and influence in our media. They're not talking about it because they're safe, or they feel safe. What do you think? I would appreciate your participation in this conversation. Let's have it in the comments below the video. You can do so on Facebook, on the Dollemore Daily Facebook page, or on YouTube. Please subscribe to both. Like and follow on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. It is free to do so. I would appreciate your support in that way. Share this video with someone who needs the information. And after you've commented, or if you choose not to comment, you can call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Please, if you have it within your financial means, $2 a month, you can help me produce these videos. You can go to my Patreon page, which is first and foremost the best way to do it, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast, or you can become a channel member on YouTube for $2 a month. Just click the join button below the video or just on my channel. I would appreciate it very much. The other way to support, you can go to Dollemore.com, buy some merch. We're actually ramping up to sell The Grateful Child, the children's book that my best friend wrote after his brush with death on vacation last year. It is a beautiful tribute that reminds everybody about gratitude and not taking the small things for granted. You can find that at Dollemore.com. It's called The Grateful Child, or you can get it on Amazon, anywhere else. Here is a little bit about that.
Many of you are aware that my dear friend and brother of choice, not of blood, Brett McAfee, suffered a near-fatal medical emergency last summer while our families were on vacation in Scotland. I appreciate to no end the outpouring of support for Brett that you all gave. And I'm also very happy to report that he is safe and healing and working that long path of recovery. What I've probably not told you about Brett is that beyond being an excellent friend, he's also a talented writer. We have been the best of friends since we were kids, and I have been continually inspired by his creativity and by the truly singular take that he has on life. Over 2 decades ago, he wrote a poem called The Grateful Child. It's an acknowledgement of all the simple strengths that we tend to overlook. Written from the perspective of a young person, multiple grateful children express gratitude to their parents for the elements that make them who they are. The accounting of these everyday gifts inspires a clear reminder that we should not take anything for granted. I've shared Brett's remarkable poem with numerous people over the years, and a reoccurring response is that this should be a book. Well, we finally decided to listen to those people. The Grateful Child is not only a children's book for adults in your life, it's also an adult's book for children in your life. Everyone will appreciate its straightforward yet elegant celebration of life's little endowments: Click the link below to pre-order now, or simply scan this QR code and order your copy or copies today. But this being an illustrated book, we could not survive on the words alone. To pair with Brett's touching words, we searched all over for an illustrator who could bring the Grateful Child to visual life. We landed on somebody right here in the community from this show. Leah Farshid is an internationally acclaimed illustrator who, like you, is also an audience member. The moment we saw the first images that Leah drew to accompany Brett's text, we knew we had a perfect combination. It brings me tremendous joy to share my best friend's beautiful poem and Leah's spectacular images with the world. Everyone can benefit from The Grateful Child, just as I benefit from Brett's lifelong friendship. Share this beautiful book with your children. Share it with your parents or other relatives. The Grateful Child is an easy and exceptional way to show appreciation for someone in your life, young or old. Support someone you love and support this channel by giving The Grateful Child. Click the link below to pre-order now, or simply scan this QR code. I am pretty sure your children need a copy. And your mom, your nieces and your nephews, your Grandpa Charlie too. Don't forget Grandpa Charlie. I think he'd love this. Make The Grateful Child a part of your life. It has been such an excellent part of mine.